Video's been on here for a month and no video responses yet? That's a shame. Shame, shame, shame.
No one loves you.
Clearly, no one loves you.
No one loves you?
Me? It's not my video. I'm posting the response. Question number 1. Do you believe in aliens? Sure. The universe is really too big of a place for us to be the only life in it. I think that's a bit arrogant to think that this is the only planet that life has sprouted up on. The chemistry behind organic life anyway, based on carbon, is pretty basic. And you would think prevalent throughout the universe. I mean, carbon's everywhere and loves to bond to stuff. So carbon-based life probably pretty prevalent in the universe. Intelligent life maybe quite rare. The history of life on Earth has mostly been unintelligent life. We're the exception. And you know, how many millions of years were dinosaurs successful? They weren't, you know, that bright. How many millions of years were the sea creatures of the Cambrian era successful? And they weren't bright. They were less intelligent than the dinosaurs. So, life, yes, in the universe, yes. Intelligent life, I'm not sure. There's probably a couple. I don't know how many. I mean, nobody does. But there's probably a few out there. Have they been here? Doubt it. The distances between planets are so astronomically huge, and the technology required to get here,
20.
we can't even imagine it. So, you know, some people think, oh, aliens have been here. I mean, that's a pretty outrageous claim. You'd need evidence for that, and I haven't seen any evidence to convince me of that. Do you believe in an afterlife? No. Sorry, this is it. This is it. What rating on a scale of 1 to 10? Bible historically accurate. Bible mentions some places that actually existed, so that would give them, well, if they actually existed, then that's a couple of points at least. I would have to say 2. Miracles? No. As far as the characters in the Bible, some of them existed. Did they exist in the glorified forms that's recorded? Probably not, and it's probably so distorted over time that they're unrecognizable. So probably I give it 2. Which do you prefer, Christianity, Judaism, or Islam? That's a tough one. I think out of all 3 of those, Judaism is the only one that discourages going out and converting others. So it would have to be Judaism. Do you believe Jesus existed? Schnitzel. Probably in some form or another, Jesus existed. He's probably a compilation of a few characters. You just wanted to get that in the video, didn't you? Yeah, you did. He's probably a compilation of a few characters. He seems sometimes to be like Gandhi, and other times he doesn't seem to be like Gandhi. And Jesus, you can't even say Jesus in Hebrew. His name would have been Yehoshua. I think a more accurate translation would have been Joshua, not Jesus. But whatever. So did he exist? You know what? A person like him probably did exist. If you would read the Bible and then actually go back in time and meet him, you probably wouldn't recognize him. It's so off of the truth. Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion he was one of those people that annoys me so much by trying to sound profound by being vague. Irritates the hell out of me. What do you think of Buddhism? I don't think much of it. As far as organized religion goes, it's not terrible, but it's still a bunch of nonsense. Are you a Dawkins or Darwin thumper? Thumper like a Bible thumper, like I'm running around with a copy of the Origin of Species and saying, hey everybody, read this, read this. No. Neither for Dawkins or Darwin. uh, if you want to read them, go ahead, read the books. There's no harm in reading a book. Absolutely, go ahead and read it. But I wouldn't, be out on the street giving out free copies or anything.
Little pamphlet.
Little pamphlet. This is evolution. Yeah.
With pictures of monkeys turning into people.
View on abortion. Oh, I'm very much pro-choice in the same way that I'm very much into limited government. I guess that would be a conservative point of view. Yeah, as far as abortion is one of those moral choices that an individual has to make. There's no point in trying to legislate it. Then you'll just make it go underground, and people are going to get abortions in the worst of cases anyway. It might as well have a doctor do it. How would you feel if God was thought in class? When you say thought, I'm assuming you actually meant taught. And by class, I'm assuming you mean in public school. And I'm very much opposed to, you just say God, but which God? There's more than just one religion. Even if you try to teach the God of the three Abrahamic religions, there's still variations among the three, so which one do you choose? And do you do the Catholic one, or do you do the Protestant one? It's a big mess. The only way to be fair to everybody is to just not mention it. Go ahead and teach it in private school, that's what they're there for, but in order to be fair to all of the other religious groups that have immigrated to the U.S., you can't express ideas of a God, the Christian God. If you've got Hindus coming in, or if you've got Buddhists or Shintoists immigrating to the U.S. and they're going to public school, I mean, just because they're in the minority doesn't mean that they shouldn't, have they should be taught somebody else's religion in a public school setting. That's not what it's for. That's what church is for. Go to church on Sunday, learn about that. It's not for public school. Are you patriotic? Well, yeah, I'd like to think I'm patriotic. In fact, I'm so patriotic that I'm not afraid to tell my government that it's doing something wrong when it is. Left or right-handed? Well, for the most part, I'm right-handed, but I'm actually one of those few people in the world who is ambidextrous. There's a couple of tasks that I do only with my left hand, foremost of which would be brushing my teeth. I can't seem to manage to brush my teeth with my right hand, but writing I do with my right hand, and I think most of that has to do with how I was taught to write in elementary school. But I did confuse the kindergarten teachers when I was writing, because I would draw the left side of a letter with my left hand and then put down the pencil, pick it up with my right hand, and then finish the right side of the letter with my right hand. They never had seen that before. They actually thought I was suffering from autism or something. Nope, just ambidextrous. That's all the questions you got? That's it? All right.